Okay, off we go. To look at my phone. Wait a second. I need to update. I'm not doing that or that. Or that, and I have in fact started working on things. Okay, bugger off with all that. Okay, now to work on things. The things being, let's pull up. Yeah, as much as I want to work on a Steam page, I think I can get it done in the next like 3 days. Well, it takes 3 days for it to get approved. Meaning I would have to finish it like right now. And there seems to be a few too many things for me to try to rush it. If I'm gonna worry about getting a page up, it should probably just be the itch.io page here. But I can also use, if I start working on some Steam stuff and have text to put somewhere. But I wanted to make the demo function first. That's a big thing, but also a big bug. I don't want to. Okay, the movement I think is what I. Oh, this one. I had an idea for this. So it was that the it's not adding a recruit. Is highlight tiles. Tiles to highlight under. Which one are you? Unit or ability? I guess unit then? Yeah, okay, here. Team ID. Neighbors spawned. Okay. Oh, and then I already started doing it. I thought about it. Remove the spaces around the enemy king. But I don't think I actually know the king. Current kings. Do I actually add to this list? Do I do anything with this? I don't think I actually do. Oh, okay, yeah, that's once once the king is removed, there is only one king left in the list anyway. So then from that list, what color is it? Or what kind of king is it? The team ID there. Okay, so this is actually a matter of the I guess it's around any other king. So I guess for each... I don't think I have get kings. Unit? Is it units? The current kings is a list of... game objects. I think there's another artist that does, because I do like just the small. Well, it's just because then it doesn't trigger the Twitch thing, where it says, "Hey, you used copyrighted music." So game object, king in spawn get kings. I didn't think so. Really think about it, but that is something I should add, and something that should not be too hard to add. So list of game objects, that is the list of kings. Yeah, and it's I have it partially set up for more than one, or more than 2 players. But there's some stuff that is saying, you know, player 1, player 2. So. But ideally, I can make it, I can expand it and then go back to whatever other nonsense that's not working. Oh, that's the info. It's pulling all the info out and returning it. This one I just need to return the kings, I think. So. Get the kings. Probably king info then. So it is the. So it is just this. Give me this, and then let me find out the dangers of copy pasting again. Every dang time. And then I'm feeling rushed just because I didn't have the weekend that I typically have. I was so busy all weekend doing stuff. But today was when I finally got my laundry done and stuff. I'm too busy. I'm not typically that busy. I'm too lazy for that. Okay, let's read what I actually wrote here. This is removing the unit info from each king and putting it into a list of unit infos. Okay, good. That is what I want. So. Oops. Get the king's info. And then in the scenario where the king ID, get the team ID is not equal to the current player, then remove the neighbors that are around the king. And naturally, okay, if I gotta go use the restroom, I'll go use the restroom. I'm like in the zone, and then my stomach's like, nope, you gotta go. So I will be back. So back to what I was doing, which was removing it's a list. So can I remove a position now? Is the question. Oh yeah, no, this is not the. Yeah, it's removing that position in the list, not removing the. If I just did remove with it's not. It's a position on the board. I want to remove board positions, not the position in the list. Okay. So this is the king. Dot get local place or something like that. Get position, get place. Yes, local place. So that is the position of the king on the board, which I do want to remove that. And then the surrounding locations. Probably better to it's finding a method to do that position and like do a position and the surrounding. But well, this is one of those things of like I want to stick with this game for long enough to actually refactor it. There's definitely stuff that needs to be refactored, but I think I might actually stick with this long enough to refactor things. Okay, and then before I do a dot X there, or a Y, or a Z. And then a X, and a Y, and a Z, and then go, oh wait, I actually meant to do that for these other three. I think I'm going to try to stick with cardinal directions on all of these. So north, east, south, and west. Thank you, SpongeBob, for permanently ruining cardinal directions for me. So, will that work? So will that remove the spaces around the king that is not the current king? Yeah, I still gotta fix this transition thing. There was a reason I didn't put it like super far away, but I don't remember what it was. And that might be the thing to do. So now I want to summon. Yeah, boy! That's perfect. And then player 2, yeah, it just skips player 2, so. Or rather, player 2 is the. You appear to have removed. The neighbors list does not appear to have updated. It doesn't update every time? Or is the empty spaces not updating correctly? mean, there's a pretty good chance that the other king will just knock itself off the board at this point. Okay. So is empty spaces not updating correctly? Because that's what you're pulling from, is get empty grid spaces. Empty grid spaces. You are adding and removing when things move. And then you are the initial setup, right? Generate level. So that's the initial set of empty. And then it removes when it places a unit. Yes, when it adds a unit, it removes. I think I actually need it to just be the empty spaces is just so when you do an end turn, update empty spaces. And then this stuff here where I'm adding and removing specifically within, yeah, this I can get rid of. Yeah, so end turn here. We'll do a update the empty spaces. So then empty grid spaces. Like, is this just for each tile in the list? It's instance.spawn level tiles. And then can I, it's just a dictionary. Wait, tiles, it's a dictionary. So, I guess do a for loop then? To loop through all the tiles. Which is kind of like the... I want to see the generate level, which I thought was right around here. Generate level, which is this. Yeah, here. And now specifically, if the wherever you went, this tiles try get value. The grid space. Okay, wait, I'm looping through all of them. And then doing a... Wait, where am I using this? Tiles that try to get value. And then this is the one that I'm pulling in from the loop. Okay. Boo boo bop boo beep boo bop boo boo beep boo bop. No beep boo bop. Bop bop boop beep beep. More SpongeBob. I don't know why SpongeBob is on the brain. So this is the location, which is in this case the new vector 3 int. It happens to be I, J, and like 1 probably. And then this starting place. It's just a grid space. And then the empty grid spaces is, yeah, a list of locations. I want to clear it first. Empty grid spaces. Clear. Make sure it's empty before it adds everything back in. And we have a current place instead of starting place. Current place. So then I want to add the current place, local place. And then I want to run this when the end of the turn happens. That's gonna add all of them. I also want to do a, so that's if you can find something, then if, yeah, because it's that out of the current place. So then what I need to do is check that. Okay, wait, let's throw this one at a time here. Finish you. You go at the bottom of the end turn, more than likely. Yeah, everybody's gonna be done moving, and then you can update where the empty spaces are. So now this is doing a current place, which is the grid space, and then check get unit. And that if that is null, not, there we go. If nobody is there, then it's an empty grid space. So it's if it does exist in the list and there's nobody there, then it can be added. Okay. So now let's see if that helps. Oh, the other empty grid space stuff, if this works, does not need to be. So we're gonna just keep summoning units. Yeah, can't summon around the enemy king. Oh, I don't need to add the enemy king, because the enemy king is already... Boy. Did you not add anything? You just cleared it and said, that's... Okay, I tried to summon a unit and couldn't because the get empty grid spaces had nothing in it. Because I updated it and I said loop through the thing that you use to generate all of them and then make sure that you have so are you not getting the locations? Or is it this? Oh, let's go back to... whenever I generate the level. Generate the level. Okay, the thing I want to check is here. The positioning stuff. Or maybe do an add unit. Where am I adding the units? Generate units. Oh, I'm not even adding a... Okay. Meaning it's probably 0 then, right? As opposed to 1. So let's see if this helps. And then I can get rid of those extra ones that add and remove because it'll just update. So, that's okay. That summons something. That's okay. You also summoned. Okay, can I move somebody? And then summon. Yes. Okay, can I... Don't do that. Don't say... Don't... Get unit at position. That's just to get a unit. Why are you exploding? Great. We're gonna ignore that for now and hope that some other fixing some other bug fixes it. The thing I wanted to do was just get rid of the summoning. Ta-da. You only move. And then I can get rid of those extra lines about the empty. Man, I don't think I helped myself much by when I chug a smoothie. I'm gonna drink a bunch of tea. I got this bottle of water right here. Might mean a lot of restroom breaks. So, question was, if I summon you, and then you move, and then I summon you, aha! And then because the computer is just completely random, just walks off the board. Thank you for that. Yes, there we go. Yes, now I have to move him in if I want to really threaten. Oh, you moved. And then I can't summon directly in there. Yes, okay, good. Oh, good thing it just ended itself for me. Okay, so that looks like that is functioning. That's cool, that's good. That took me half an hour. And I can get rid of some extra code, and it's better. It's a little more robust. The empties. Empty grid spaces. ¿Dónde está? Where'd you go? Empty. Why am I throwing Spanish in there? I need to pick a language and learn it. I'm like, I've learned a little bit of Japanese. I've learned more Spanish just from school. But then I never got to be fluent, and I haven't messed with Spanish in a long time. Okay. Yes, you are no longer necessary, because I am properly updating the empty grid spaces now. So that feels good. Yeah, and then this is actually updating everything correctly. That's the initial setup. You are also unnecessary. Yeah, remove from empty spaces. That gets updated, so that doesn't need to be there anymore. And then that's still necessary. So now that I've removed some code, let's make sure my new stuff is still working. So, you down. Go there, you go there. Yeah, okay, cool. Cannot summon around the king. And then walks off the level anyway. Okay. Yeah, we'll need to actually make a functioning AI at some point, but but pure randomness works for now. Oh, and you only move, which just increases the chance that you'll just walk off the earth. That's a band, right? That's the walk off the earth is a band, I think. It is. Aha. I have not listened to this band in a long time. They had like, man, I want to say it's like a decade ago that I was listening to a radio station that would have Walk Off the Earth. Okay. That is important. Okay. This, I want to do the big ones, not the biggest ones. The big ones. This one's still a pain. Because it's the king, it needs to be properly using the recursion there. Oh, and the movement arrow is going to be also like... I think that getting the king... Actually, instead of just hard coding, like, oh yeah, 2 spaces out. So... Yeah, there we go. This just kind of ugly bit here. Okay, and speaking of the too many liquids, I will be back. I don't want to do recursion. I don't want to do recursion. I don't want... That's a terrible joke. Okay. If it even is a joke. So... Yeah, it's like... Which is why I have all this, but I'm like, you know, we're just gonna ignore it. Does this work at all? Yes, this positions to check. Yeah, okay, this was before I was using the grid. The Unity grid. The tile map, there we go. So... Yeah, this is still going to be necessary if we just grab all the spaces around. Because of the bumping, where you can move into a unit that's there, but... I guess you could say if it's a locked unit, then you can't. Yeah, because right now I think I just have it preventing the lock unit from moving, but if I just head it off at the pass and say you can't move into a locked unit. So... That doesn't help me. Why'd you have to just run away? Okay, I wanted a locked unit. There we go, and then move. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't allow it. But what it should do is block it if it's locked. Yeah, so even here, it should be not just adding to the list of neighbors gotten, but it should be checking. So check neighbors, what it should be. And then we'll see. So do I have a check neighbor? Maybe. Thought I had that at one point, but it's not happening now, is it? I'm just kind of getting a list. And it's, yeah, there we go. Oh, and let's check neighbors. I think I just want to check neighbor. Just give me... Okay, wait. Let's double check that there's not a check neighbor floating around, too. Let's check neighbors. Yeah. And speaking of which, this is... We'll redo this and then get rid of all that old code. So check the neighbor. I guess maybe like a is valid move position. That might be better. That's really what I'm looking for, because I want to know if a unit's there and if it can be moved is the secondary thing. So check valid move and give me a something here. And a red run. If I spell it wrong, give me a variable. Is valid. And probably defaulted to no, you can't go there. None of the feelings are valid. The move is not valid. It's just all bad. Okay. Then I want to put in a position. Just a vector 3 int. So the position. Do check. Okay. Position to check. That's just a position. I do want to pass in a position, but so it's a spawn. Not selected unit, not whatever. What's the get unit at position? Oh, get unit at position. Oh, look. So, and then that's position to check. Which might be what I'm passing in here too. Oh, just local place. Okay. So if there is a, well, it's passing the unit, and then is not equal to null. Okay, wait. Okay, the unit and then unit at position is equal to this. So that it's not doing this multiple times over. So now this unit at position, if there is a unit there, and a unit at position, get locked is equal to -1, meaning it's free to move. Oh, if the unit at position is null. That's really what it is. Or, if we do a nice set of parentheses around this, if there is a unit and it can be moved, then you can do is valid. It's true. Yep. So, if there is a unit and, or there's nothing there, or it can be moved, then you can. Shoot. Yeah, but what about the unit that can be moved? But then the unit that can't be moved that is past it. I mean, basically, the valid move check would be you would have to recursively go over. Basically, we'd have to check the entire board. Because then you would check the whole line of units, and it's like if all of those are free, then you can move. Oh, or well, what does it return? It just gets whatever's there. It'll return a null. Wait, it's the question of if it goes off of the board. That'll still be a null because there's not going to be any unit there, but oh, that's the question for the recursion of if you're checking all the way out to the sides from a specific unit. Okay, so the neighbor's gotten .add is only in the specific case of if the vector 3 and position to check is in this case equal to this position. I'll probably do something like that, and that, so then I can just have a bunch of these. Again, it's would I even need to do that? So then it's a if the check valid move. Yeah, so that's a little more. And then you can return the position to check. I mean, it could almost be like just passing in a list of positions. Well, no, it's passing in a position and then doing all of these. Okay. So that will say Yeah, it's the one issue is that if you have the unit that can move next to a unit that can't move, is the unit that is trying to be moved into causes an issue. So, I just need to repeat this for these different positions. And there should be a way to do this one recursively. Yeah, a valid move is just checking the position, and then I think I do still need like a check neighbors. And in this case, instead of the new neighbor, it's the position to check. So the neighbors to add. That's a list of neighbors or something. Okay, well, let's one step at a time, one small step at a time here. So let's just do a quick add neighbor. How do you spell neighbor? That just does not look right. That's because I goofed the first part of it. Okay, add the neighbor. So then that's here. Add neighbor, position to check, and position to check is this. Oh, this isn't get neighbors. Well, okay, wait. If this is get neighbors, then I don't need to be doing... Well, it's because I want to do... here. Okay, we're going to just pull this out. Well, then this... Yeah, okay, that'll just be reset when it starts this. But this will just be a... It's a vector 3 ins, so... I need to reread this because all of these are the same. I'm like, neighbors to add, neighbors gotten, new neighbors, and neighbors are all kind of the same idea. It's all the same thing. It seems to be that isn't even being used. I'm gonna get it working, and then I'm gonna go back and fix it. Meaning this probably, if I do that, I'm basically going to make the game. And then when I finish it, I'm going to make the whole game again. But I mean, I think Fez had like 3 art style shifts and everything. And that's just art. Okay, and I think I can get rid of these positions to check. Because now if I just do... add neighbor. With that position. And that'll add it. Whether it's valid or not. So now I can switch out all of these with this add neighbor instead. Now, this doesn't fully fix the problem. I don't think this is actually gonna even show up visually as anything different. Well, no, it should show up, but that you cannot move into a locked space. But this second set here should be saying, hey, whether I added a neighbor or not, that determines whether I check these. But for now, if I try to move into a locked space, is the issue. And I think I will also turn off this AI thing that I slapped together in 20 minutes. I don't know, I'm still kind of proud of the fact that it took me 20 minutes to make an extremely basic AI, but... so, if I do view... What? Wait, what? It immediately gives me a no. It is a bool or not, so then... And this, if it's true... But it's not returning a unit at the position. Wait, what? Okay, so if I back this up, neighbors gotten add the position. Why is it adding the position? Okay, how did I goof this up so quickly? You are not anything. Is that what you're telling me? Because this is a local variable. There. I mean, technically it should be on start then to make sure that... What are all these things? No, I'm sticking with the one idea, seeing it through to its conclusion. Then I can go back and check all of those. Man, now that I see it, I'm like, oh, the ribbon doesn't have the shadow on it. It's gonna bother me every time now. Okay, so are you gonna explode? No. So now player 2 moves here. Player 1. Aha! Cannot move into a locked space. So now I don't even need to worry about that being an issue. Now this... And I can't summon next to an enemy king. Yes! Oh, and because it was bumpable, that was why it was... Yeah, no issues doing that. Okay, sweet. Okay, now I might go take a victory piss to celebrate. Because boy, did I drink too many liquids. Okay, so now the scenario is basically if the local place is valid, then you can add all of these neighbors. But what would be determining the... Because it's saying if there's nothing there or if that unit is not locked. So, because that's the thing, is the like the recursive nature of the... Okay, we're getting rid of these big chunks of things here. That was when I was adding a movement into... Okay. No. And then here... Found neighbors... Okay, no. Okay, I'm getting rid of the old code at this point. Get grid space? Set grid space? Does the unit have a grid space? A grid move? It's a thing that I got, that I hid. This seems to be old. So we're gonna get rid of it. Like I said, I was waiting until... Well, this is mostly working. It's working better than it was. So yeah, okay, so this is the grid space. Grid space get... Yeah, but it's based on whether it's checking the tile map versus just a pile of objects. Okay, the card colors, that can stay. That is also not necessary anymore now, right? Yeah, that's a single line. I can add it back if I need to. Okay, and UI setting active to true or not. I've been toggling that on and off. Okay, and then check neighbors. I'm also not using anywhere. So then this is the neighbors to add. Now, I may or may not be remaking something like that, but for now. Okay, so now all these extra neighbors and neighbors to add. Same sort of idea. Okay, there we go. So that's cleaned up a little bit. What is this neighbors then? Versus neighbors got. Neighbors is probably not a great word for it then. Which is why neighbors gotten is also probably not a great word. Why am I using a neighbors gotten instead of neighbors? Couldn't I just use the neighbors? It's the same idea. Okay, well, I just removed code that wasn't being used. Let's make sure that it's not being used. It was literally all commented out or not referenced. It should not make a single difference. So now you cannot, here we go, you cannot move into a locked unit. You can't summon next to the opposing king. Yep, okay, can't move into a locked unit. Okay. Now, if I switch it to neighbors instead of neighbors gotten, because it's just what it is. It's just the neighbors. It's the list of neighbors. Because the way I'm using it is whether it's moving or summoning. And that's what this is the movement. So then I can get rid of all these extra neighbors of neighbors, neighbors to add, neighbors gotten, whatever, neighbors. Wait, so when it's moving, the highlights are still there. I should probably get rid of the highlights once it starts moving. Yeah, and you can still move into a unit that's not locked. So that, yeah, that seems to be working just fine. So neighbors gotten is not a thing either. It's just the neighbors. I just need a list of neighbors that I update. None of these neighbors to add and neighbors gotten. Neighbors. Okay. So now, this is a question of if... So this is check valid move of the local place. So the checking a valid move is whether there is no unit there, which if it starts there, so then that'll say, and then the unit is not locked. And if it's the unit that you're trying to move, then it's obviously not locked. And then what about if it's checking a valid move for... This is just the movement. This is not this. So this should help. So that is not going to do anything. But if I do it to... Okay, it's still not recursive. We'll figure that out hopefully here soon, but... Because that's really what it is that each of these... So now it's a check valid move of this. Is whether this, or, you know, whether this get added to the list. Which, again, this is still not... I'm crawling my way towards recursive. I'm like, this is a way. Well, that's one of those things. So if, like, you know, a veteran developer that knows what they're doing would just think and then type little bits of code. And here I am typing bits of code and then thinking. I am not a good developer. Never have been. So this is that, and then this. Oh, that's the question is... No, so these are not... They're not looping over each other. This is just around the edge of the thing. But this is saying if the upper one is... Well, for sure, that... 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 And that. And the corners are a different story. Well, it's a matter of adding the... Like, whether that position already exists or not is really the question. So, let's see what this does. This means you'll still be able to move at a corner, but... So you move just fine, and then you... Either because it's locked... No, it's because it's locked and because of the thing there. And then you... Aha! But these are only the long ones, they're not the... Those corners still are valid. So now if I try to do that... Oh. That secondary one. Shoot. So it is a valid... Okay, so technically if it's a unit at position... So if it's just null... Yeah, because you shouldn't be able to walk around those units, but... Yeah, because it's saying that that's a valid move, which it's a valid bump, but not a valid move. Necessarily. Now I can't bump anything because none of those are valid moves. Oh, and it's just saying if there is no unit there. Shoot. I mean, I could also just do a get a unit at position. Is this. Okay, so that's back to working. And you're back to that. Then you, and you're back to that. The issue was if I do you, and then I do you, and then now you can't bump. Yeah, but I don't want that to be a valid position. So check valid move and then check valid bump. It's basically the other thing. Is this. That's what this is. That's checking if it's a valid bump. it's not valid to move. But shoot, how do I make sure that... Yeah, so this fixed the movement. Kind of. I still haven't figured out the recursive nature of this. Especially because, like, these are... Well, and then add neighbor is doing a check. So right now this is fine, but this is not recursive. This is, I want to be recursive. It should be recursive. And then it's just the... Because now it needs to have a valid bump as well. Yeah, it's just for these. It's like, okay, sure, that's a valid move. The once, but it's not a valid move. I mean, I guess I could spit out the... if it's moving into something. No, I don't know if I can spit out a secondary thing. Shoot. So... like, how do I add the bumping back into this in a way that does not... Well, it's basically if it's an invalid move and it's a unit that can move. I guess I could check valid bump as well. And that is just gonna take any of the... check valid bump. Okay, just give me this. Yeah, so the position to check is only if this check move is false. So it's not a valid move. Otherwise, then check if it's a valid bump. This does not seem familiar. I should probably change the music. If it is not. Yes. How long has it been different? Oh, yep, it's been a while. But then the question is that stuff that it was just giving me, which now I can no longer see. Something about super jump. And then let's jump, whatever. Okay, how about tell me what I recently played? Okay, that's what I recently repeated a bunch of times over. That's not what I recently played. You sucketh. I was just curious what that artist that I was just listening to was. And then I clicked to... Oh, there we go. Super jump. What is this? Not a lot of followers? Not a lot of followers. And some amount of music? Some amount of music. Well, let's give it a go. Surprised I didn't pick up on it. It was like rock. Like what I was just listening to was not a lot of rock and or metal or whatever. Oh, it's because it had that chiptunes, secondary chiptunes vibe that hid it from me. Okay. So back to getting confused. So now it's check valid bomb, which is very similar. Yeah, this is most definitely if it has a unit. Yeah, so very similar, but I think I got one too many parentheses. I did. So that is valid. It's true. Okay, so now I'm secondarily checking all of the spots that are not. So here, it should be checking a valid move. And it's just here. Yeah, it's only in this. So it's not the local place. It's not what I need to check. Oh, no. Okay, wait, no. It's these. It's this secondary space. No, wait, shoot. What is the thing here? Because this is saying if it's not a valid move. It's just checking the unit at the position and returning whether it's valid or not. So if this is saying that this local place is valid, then get everything around it. But then it should be the same thing here, is that if the... Okay, then why is it not... Because it should be like here. It should be getting that anyway. Because I didn't... No, adding neighbor is checking valid. So this is also doing a check valid. Add neighbors does a check valid move. So why am I doing a check valid move of the... Okay, so this should be... Okay, so it should be checking a valid move here. So that's not a valid move. Is there a... check valid bump? And my only worry is that it's going to be... But this is checking the move, so it has to be able to move to that position, and then it'll check if this can be bumped. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know. Who can hell? So I move you there, and then you can't move there, and then you can't do any of that. That's good. And you can't do any of that. That's good. But let's do one of these. And then one of these. And then see if you. And one of these. And see if you. Yeah, but now you can bump this, which is one of the things I was trying to not do. Okay, but now you can bump units again. You cannot bump because you're locked. I should do right click to cancel too. Okay, but bumping a unit is back in action, back in vogue. Player 2's turn. Okay, adding neighbors should not be doing the check valid bump. Ugh. Okay, yeah, so that's only adding the neighbor if it's a valid move. Fudge face. Because it's the adding the bump on there that is good stuff. For some reason I just thought of Water Flame, and I'm like, I don't think this really sounds like Water Flame, but boy, that's not a name I've thought of in a long time. That's Bandcamp. That is not the band. That it didn't straight to that. Okay, I will click on all these things later. So let's put that over on a different. Let's put that on my tab here. To be looked at eventually. Why are you open? Why is my... I never use that. I use it through the... Let's click on Unity first. There we go. Yeah, it's just this specific scenario of these. I'm doing all of this wrong. Yeah, it's... Yeah, but it's not add neighbor now either, because adding neighbor is specifically going to check valid moves. It's like, because I could do like a check move and then check bump. So it's a if we're looking for movements and it's a valid move, then add it, and then if check the bump and check valid bump. And then, yeah, all of these are wrong now. So, at this level, it is checking movement and checking bumping. And like I said, I still have not figured out the recursive aspect of this, which would be real good to figure out. So these are the ones that are different, where it's false. Do not check if you can bump it at this distance. Only that first layer. That's the same here. Yeah, and then well, it's basically here. I want to check. Well, it's add neighbor like that, and then it's, you know, check valid move. It's got to do a check. Oops. No, don't. I misclicked. Stop. Yeah, now I got into thinky mode. It's like, which probably isn't the most engaging of content. Oh, and I can't summon next to you, which that's exactly what I want. Now, it's player 2's turn. Aha, you can bump that, but it cannot be moved. Yeah, and it can't be bumped, even though it's further away. Okay, good. Good. That's a little clunky, but it is what I want. that stuff either later or right now. I don't need to be looking at. Well, yeah, especially because Twitter gives me a lot of bots that are. It sure looked like it was some kind of game dev that was following me there, but just in case. I'm starting off with the alien meme. Interesting. It's a way to start, certainly. And I can't follow anybody on Twitter. Yeah, I've severely neutered my social medias. I accidentally made it so that I don't have anything on. This looks good enough. It's got some major Hollow Knight vibes. It's like too much Hollow Knight vibes. Like there's other Metroidvanias. It looks good. Yeah, it's one of those like it looks good, but that's just too much Hollow Knight vibes. Ah, okay, it's NFT stuff. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to look at. Like I do not like it. I do not like it. Sam, I do not like it. Okay. So now it's the recursive aspect. This get neighbors should run this, but then when you do, so it's not a switch of the distance, it's a who's using this? Maybe I don't remember how to do recursion. Maybe I don't remember how to do recursion. Maybe I don't. It isn't just repeating things, that's a for loop. It's repeating a thing inside of itself. Sort of like a while loop, but... No, this is definitely a recursion scenario where it's like, okay, I want to do... For that whole list of things that are there. Do all of this. Well, that's the other problem, is these. Because this could be either scenario. Well, I guess it's wherever I'm adding this. It seems awkward to do like a check for duplicate neighbors, but I kind of want to... No, it's because it's a scenario where it's like you do all of the surrounding positions around the top and then all of the surrounding positions are on the right, and it's like, okay, there's a position in the middle, or no, there's two positions that overlap there. So I think it would be a... Yeah, check duplicate neighbors. So then it does a... And this is the neighbor to add. which is just a position. Or position to add, I suppose. Which is a vector 3 int. Because it doesn't really need to be named differently, but so now this is for each. And then this is the found neighbor thing. So then if you go through all of the neighbors and it does not pre-exist in the list, then you can actually do this. Could just have it return a pool and then not actually do the adding of the neighbors. And then just have it here. If it's looking for movement, valid movement, and it's not a duplicate neighbor. Not a duplicate neighbor, then it actually adds it to the list. Okay, so now for each game object, position, basically. Vector 3 int. Vector 3 int. Position to check. Yeah, there we go. And neighbors. Not Nintendo, neighbors. And then we do the if position to check is also the position to add, then it found the neighbor. Then it already exists. Shoot, because it's that first loop. It's on that first loop of checking that it should check that. But if it's on another loop of checking, I don't know how to reset that necessarily. Okay, so what it should be is a it's because I don't want to put the loop in here. Okay, instead of switching a distance, then it would be to get neighbors at distance -1. to get closer into the center. Seems bad and wrong and confusing. Yeah, I knew this was gonna be a heavy lift, but I'm getting close. Getting closer. I mean, it's only coming up on 8 o'clock anyway. It should go out from the center, which isn't. How do I do it recursively? Show me like a recursive function. I'm like really blank on how to do. Well, it's just because I want to loop through it however many times. This is not helping. Recursion x minus 1. Yeah, so it is. How do I get it to go the other direction then? So that is what I want, is a kid neighbors at distance minus 1. Or rather, that should be at the bottom, not just slapped in there, but... It's returning a list of neighbors, though. It's like, ay, 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 ay. I'm not doing this right at all. Okay, but it's... Okay, let's just write it out, then. So this is the first one. So now you're doing it from here. And doing this, except with a different set of numbers. Oh, so it's take all of these and add this. So plus 2. That's a plus 1. That's that. That's a plus 1. So that's technically what it would be. And like I said, so that's the loop of it. Fuck me, I don't know. And then it should be false on all of these. Because you're away from the center and it's not. So that's really what I'm adding when I do that check a valid move. For the second set of spaces. Okay, let's just stick with that. Okay, so we're gonna do one set of U there and say false. I can't. False. I gotta get this working. Not gotta, but I have an hour. I think I can muddle my way through remembering how to do recursion. Okay, then that gets rid of all of these, which are all the corners. So this is just redoing all of the corners. So then here, we get rid of this -2 as well. We get rid of these, which are all of the farthest distances. Okay, then we do -1 here. So -2. -1 there. Yeah, exactly. So it's adding local place again. But hopefully it will also let's finish this last one first. So this is the check duplicate, this is the neighbors. So return neighbors. This neighbors a thing I can see. Well, yeah, because it's gonna highlight. Well, the neighbors list should be. I can't just trust my own code here. So let's just make sure that when I do this, because this is adding a lot of repeated neighbors. That's what the recursion is going to do. It's going to add a lot of repeated neighbors, so I have to double check that it's not putting them into the... So neighbors is 0. I'll click it. Neighbors is 13. Is that what it should be? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shouldn't be that as well. How did it get 13? Who's duplicated then? Should be checking duplicates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Unless you're doing these negatives? It is doing the negatives. They're just not showing up. Okay. So that means it's not duplicated. That was the check. That was... It also gave me a stack overflow. I checked that it's not duplicating. So if we do U. Whatever that recruit is. 20. So a list of 20 of them. It should make sense. Except it doesn't. We should not be able to move here. Bye-bye! Whoops. Oh, it's doing a... Okay, so it needs to be... You cannot move or bump a... wherever this unit is. You're trying to do it on this position. And the position to check is not equal to this position. The local device. Yes, there we go. Do not include its position. That's not gonna fix the spawn. It's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna fix the placement problem. Putting a unit on the board is still gonna say, hey, this unit is not in fact. Okay, so that's fixed. Wait, so this is still 12? Oh, it removed it. It did not add that in. It's adding the ones that are outside of the bounds. But then here... Oh. So it did fix it. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, I'll take it. And then there. That's working. That's working. And then you. Sorry, you. And then you. Yeah, cannot move there, cannot bump there. It's player 2's turn. Cannot move, cannot bump it. And then can bump it, that's fine. That looks good. That's what I want. Okay. This is why I like SoundCloud. When I let it get out of its comfort zone, it actually gives me some good stuff. So, this was the issue. It's just this nonsense here. It's just figure out how to make it recursive. Okay, well technically I fixed the movement. But what I want to do is make it so that if I type in the number 3, it'll spit out a movement of 3. Okay, so you go there, you try to go there. There we go. And then you go there. And then you try to go there. Yes, that's fine. You are allowed to bump that. And then you... Yeah, and then can't try to move through that. Move. Yeah. Sweet. The movement and the bumping is working. Yes. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Can't move past it, but can bump it. I could almost switch the icon there to be like the... I don't think I have like a bump. Because that's what it should be. It's a different icon to say, hey, this is a bump instead of a move. Sprites? I don't have a fist icon, do I? Action icons. No. Yeah, I just have the big boot icon and stuff. Could almost do like an arrow or something, but... Okay, That is... Okay, I might just call that and then put down a different thing. So redo movement selection is working. But then the other fix is to make movement selection recursive. Okay. That was a big one. That's the arrows. That is the other... Well, now that I've fixed the movement, I think the game, in terms of making it like the board game, is functioning. That's some good stuff. Is this... Is it moved up? I'll have to check out that game. It's attached as well. So... Yeah, there's definitely some more robust stuff to do. Earnings upcoming? What's it even mean? Yeah, okay, it's just big nonsense. So... Well, that was the big thing I wanted to get done. This should be moved into Trello a little more, but... There we go. King movement not working correctly. King movement is not working correctly, it's just not robust. But I'm gonna do that at a second time. Fixing the facing and the numbers is just something I could do at some point. But the multi-bump and the movement arrow is gonna be... I don't... Yeah, that's why I went and tackled the movement here, is because I'm like, okay, I sort of understand what to do there, but the movement arrow is where I'm like, do I need to pathfind it or something? To say, hey, this is the starting position, and this is, don't do all this nonsense. And then I can turn on the AI at any time, too. Oh, I turned off the script, not the... I meant to turn off the object. Oh, and this should still work perfectly fine, because the... Oh, the AI is just picking a random movement position, not a... No, it's picking a random direction, which is why it's not moving more steps. Are you gonna run yourself off the board? Nope, not yet. What the heck was that nonsense? That was weird and rude. Oh, because of the bump. The bump reset the thing. That's... the multi-bump is still an issue. Bumping and multi-bumping is still very much an issue. Huh. I still want to tackle it later. I don't want to tackle it now. Okay, the movement arrow. The reason I don't want to worry about the movement arrow. Okay, the two big things now. There was three big things, now there's two big things. The movement arrow is purely visual, though. The multi-bump, resetting the player turn, is the functionality of the game. So, hello, hello. I got a big thing done, and I am proud of myself. Yeah, so that's functioning. And then the movement Yes, the movement's functioning a lot better. Thank you for the Pikachu. And I also found whatever this artist is. I think Super Jump. Wait, did you say Super Jump was the artist or Super Jump was the game? Or both? Oh, Super Jump was the artist and I guess the game? Looks like it was attached to a game. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just Super Jump is the artist. Okay, I was gonna look at that later anyway, though. So, I don't want to figure out the multi-bomb. Boo, hiss. That one's a pain. The arrow also looks ugly. Or rather, it doesn't. Ah. Also, that doesn't. I'm like, why? I'm surprised that I'm able to drag through. Yeah, I'm like, seems like you should be able to. Seems kind of particular to be able to do that. Oh man, I'm gonna feel even more like the game is playable. It's like, no, it's. Yeah, okay, I do like the fact that you can't summon next to the king, because that was the thing that most definitely, yeah, it's the fact that I got the movement working, or the movement positions working correctly, and the fact that you can't summon next to it is good. But it's the fact that when it moved, it did a bump, and also a move, or something like that, and... Okay, well the spawn is doing that. Here, I'm just doing a move straight up, no matter whether it can do it or not. So, it should be... Yeah, that's probably what the issue was, is that it was doing a move no matter whether it could do it or not. I don't need to be fixing AI. This is not what I wanted to work on right now, but... Okay, I got one big thing done. That was the thing, so now I can do whatever. And whatever I wanted to do was... Can I get a list of neighbors? I can do neighbors, but I can't get a list of neighbors. So that's what I want to do, is much like here. Do the set target to just get empty spaces, and then get just a random empty space. So ideally, it's same deal, except for... Well, that will do the bad idea of copy-pasting this over here. And instead of get empty grid spaces, I want to do a... It's basically unit get neighbors. Well, the neighbors was adding... Well, because I still have that visible in terms of on the Unity editor. Okay, wait, so when I do this... Wait, I shouldn't be able to... It should have reset it, though, I think. Yeah, it gives me 12, meaning it doesn't do this center one, and it does these out here. Which, no, that's fine. It should be able to move. So you still have 12. So now you just have a lot of negative. Well, it really means that the comm is just going to run out into the unknown. Well, okay, so... It's much like the bumping, where if the... Okay, this is not anything just yet. what I want to do is tweak the list of neighbors so that the bump is also checking. So check valid bump is saying unit at position. Let's get a unit at position. But then there's also like a get valid position or something. I don't. Or get position. Check position. Says whether there's something there or not. So I want to add that to you. Okay, so bump is just saying do I want to add it to the movement or the bumping? The bumping is literally just the like extra space around the unit. Which I could almost I don't. Well, okay, that's just checking if the unit is. And then here. So spawn. I just saw it. Check position. There. And then position to check. So it's a valid move if there is if there is something to move to. If there's nothing there, if there is okay, let's do this then. Let's do this and that. But then also say it has to be a valid. So this is making it so it can't move off the grid. And then I want to do the bump here to say it can move off the grid. Because that is something I explicitly wanted in the rules for the abstract game, is that if you want to move a unit off the board, you can. Because I think there might be a scenario where you would want to do that. So, the ally, because it hasn't gone anywhere and done anything. There we go, 10 neighbors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that gets rid of the you can't move off the board. Well, I guess it can't even show a thing for off the board. And then when you do that, there we go, it updates to 7. Okay, so now it's keeping a smaller list of neighbors, which is good. Well, okay, so that will make it, that'll just make the game harder if the AI is not allowed to move off the board. I think I still want that to be a scenario. But in terms of the AI, probably better for it to not move off the board. So, now what I'm looking for is the selected units info. Yeah, it's because I'm looking for that list of neighbors. So let's add neighbors, and this is get neighbors. Puts it into this neighbors list. So this might be update neighbors, actually. We'll switch you to update neighbors, and then I can do a get and set of neighbors. Yeah, so then you put in the distance that you want to update to. So it's update neighbors now. And then we'll do a get neighbors and a... Well, I don't think you want to be able to set neighbors, but... I have getters and setters of everything, so why not? So... I don't know, I guess the spawn might say, there might be a scenario where spawn would be wanting to say, hey, these are the only valid neighbors you can move to. So, yeah. Neighbors. And then return. Oops. This is the list of positions. And then ret run. The neighbors. And also do a setter just to have it. That future me may or may not be happy that I added. List of treatments. Selected. Like that is what I set as the, oh, I guess new local place. So, new neighbors maybe? Something like that, sure. Okay, so that is a get neighbors that I can use over here. That's why I was doing all of that. So it's not spawn, it is selected unit. Okay, selected unit, get the neighbors. And then give me that, and that. And then a random dot range. Okay. I'm gonna be good and not copy paste. So tempting. So then the selected unit. Get neighbors. Count. And then get rid of this. So now it'll stop running off the board, and it'll also move 2 spaces. The ability is trying to for each neighbor in the updated neighbors. Oh no, what did I mess with here? Meaning I'll probably have to redo this and stuff too, but yeah, I haven't messed with the abilities hardly at all. I mean, this does look like a get neighbors. This does not look like update neighbors. Because update neighbors doesn't... Does it spit something out? Well, in this case, I think I want it to be both an update and a get. Okay, this isn't spitting out a list of neighbors. I don't think it needs to be at this point. Okay, it does need to be clearing the list, but I don't think it needs to spit it out. I'm gonna just keep fucking things up. Get them thoroughly good and mixed up and redone. So now this... Yeah, because you update the neighbors list anyway. Oh, it's because I was returning a gotten neighbors or whatever. I was returning a different list of things. So in this case, I just want to update the neighbors, which will update the list in here. But then in the case of the ability specifically, is I want to do update the neighbors at a distance of 1, which I'll figure out the recursion some other day. And then here is a get neighbors. Okay, I'm not even messing with the abilities right now anyway, so it doesn't entirely matter, but... So the AI, which is on, this AI is on, ready to go, which is updated to be, yeah, a lot smaller. Okay, cool. So hopefully, you should explode. That's, you're not supposed to explode. Okay, and it is only moving. It's not trying to summon stuff, which is what I want, because I want to test the movement. Oh, there are no neighbors. There should be neighbors. So you don't... Okay, y'all should be updating your neighbors at the beginning of the... Wait, but it's trying to... move. No, it's not. Unselected unit dots. Thank you for the 8:30. It's only 8:30? Dang, dude. Okay, wait. Selected unit is a unit, right? Update neighbors. There we go. There we go. So now I separated them a little bit. Oh, wait. You are a king, so do up to 2. Yeah, now that I made it so that it's not returning a list, that might make recursion a little easier. So now you go there. That was 1 space, but that was not... That was another 1 space. Aha! That was a diagonal. And again, you do not move off the board, so that it's not in the list of available spaces anymore. Yes. Oh, you're so annoying. That you only move, but you just keep blocking off exits. Yeah, so now you moved. How did you bump that? Oh, I think the multi-bump is borked. Ah, the multi-bump is messing everything up. No! No, it's setting target. It's doing set target, which should be bumping the unit, not moving it. It's why it's saying, like, right? Wait, this is spawn set target, or is this grid move set target? Grid move set target does this. Spawn dot set target. Okay, does the grid move say spawn set target? Oh no, I forget how the... Okay, wait. If I go back to you, and then I look at how you're moving around. Is it grid move or something? Yeah, that's that ugly stuff that I will... Well, it's better looking now, but... Fudge face. Oh, that is changing all of the colors, and so that does need to be like that specifically. So... Well, I could probably throw it in a method that'll say just set all of these to a certain color. Okay, but how is it doing the movement? I always forget how it does the movement. Oh, it's the... No, that's why it's the spawn set target. Yeah, so that's if it's highlighted. Set target to... Yeah, that's when you release, and it's over a highlighted tile. It says this unit goes to this selected spot. Which is why it should be this unit goes to this selected spot. So why are you moving instead of bumping it? It's the same dumb, dead, blasted thing. Wait, okay, because this is... Because this is selecting the unit. So this is spawn selected unit. Meaning, I think while it's moving, it has an opportunity to pick a different target. Which is why it did the little wiggle. And might have been why it was able to bump and move. So it really should just be once it's made a decision. selected unit. Do this. Why were you not writing that out? Why can't I get it? Because it's right there. Okay, well, pull it out of this. Yeah, this is the same dumb dead blasted thing. Okay, well, if you're gonna do all that as well, so do that. There we go. Meaning this is not necessary anymore. Meaning these are not necessary anymore. No, wait. Okay, this is not. It's setting the selected unit of the... Spawn that selected unit. What am I doing? That's selecting unit. Spawn dot get selected unit. Spawn dot get selected unit is what I wanted. Get selected unit. There we go. And then that's the unit. So then get has moved. There we go. And then not. And it hasn't moved anywhere. Has moved should probably be a get and set, but again, that's a future Ryan problem. But now I am future Ryan. Okay, so let's see if the king starts doing a funky wiggle. Okay, I did not read what I wrote there. Oh, because this is what's setting the selected unit. Okay, this because it's supposed to be the start of player 2's turn. Wait. So if this is null and this sets the unit, then it should not be trying to wiggle again. Unless when it stops. It's only when it stops moving does it reset everything though, right? Spawn dot set selected to false. It's only when it stops moving. So this must be a different issue then. Okay, King seems to be doing a weird wiggle sometimes. This will definitely be more difficult with a king that doesn't just immediately run off the board. So you there. You there. I can't summon next to the king. I want to trap you. I can't do it. There we go. There we go, get trapped. I guess that then. Let's just close in the walls. There we go. Like, you're able to bump it, that's fine. But then why did you move again? Why'd you bump both of them? You butt? Why did it list this as the one that was bumping it? Dadgummit. Okay, the next thing I gotta fix is the bumping. I don't want to start on it right now. It's a bit too late, and I got a big thing done. I can just call that a victory. Oh, I can't run a unit all the way in there. That's okay. See, I could do that. Why are you bumping and then moving somewhere else? That looks like a good bump, but this should also be locked. It's like, dang it! Dang it! It feels like it's so close now. I don't know why I let it escape there. Okay, go back to building the walls. Then closing the walls in. And then you do that nonsense. Like, excuse me, rude and bad and wrong. That is not... Okay, I gotta fix the multi-bump. But I think I'm kind of done. I'm kaput for today, so that is tomorrow. I gotta fix the multi-bump. And then if I can get the movement arrow to update, that'd be fantastic. Or rather, get it to... It's like... That's one I don't want to tackle simply because it's purely visual and because it's one of those, like, do I have to do full, like, pathfinding? To say, like, oh, can you pathfind over to where this arrow is? The fact that I can't summon around you just makes it so it takes forever to close the walls in. Yeah, it's somebody that just purely runs around is obnoxious. Oh, that's what I should do. Okay, it's almost 9 o'clock. I am pretty kaput, and this is a good opportunity to do builds. Do a PC build and do a quick video and then do a Android build so I can play it on my phone and say, hey, it's still not a finished game. I can't just sit and play the game. And let's turn that off as well. Well, it's like I want the cards to show up, but they're not doing anything right now, so they don't need to be showing up. Doing it on hover, right? It's the on mouse over. Why are you there twice? I like seeing the cards because I put a lot of work into them, but because the system is not working just yet, I'm not gonna focus on it and mess with it. Okay, so now it should stop showing the cards, and now you'll summon randomly as well. Yeah, and then there, I can't. And then I can't summon next to it. But if you just keep summoning, then I can just punch you off of here just fine and dandy. Oh yeah, like I said, the AI is definitely more difficult now that I can't just run off of the board. Interesting. If it knew, it could threaten me there. Oh, but gives me an opportunity to do that. Yeah, it's just I made it an end turn instead of when the character stops moving. A multi-bump would be fine. I forgot what I was doing. I was making builds. Okay, it's on Android, so we'll just do the Android build first. And then do a... I don't know why you always pop up with that. I signed into Unity. Yeah, dumb. And 9 o'clock is kind of an early bedtime for what I've been doing recently. We're closer to like 10:30. But after a long, busy weekend, and then having today is just kind of a recovery, where I can like finally do my laundry and stuff. Then. Oh, this is the Android build, so let's go for the phone. Yeah, I still gotta tweak that transition to make sure it works on other devices. Because I'm like, I do have a Kindle, but for demonstrating the game, I kind of want to demonstrate it on the Kindle. USB for file transfer. Yeah, this is... Here I had deja vu, but that's probably because I've done this. I've been in this scenario a few different times. Oh, maybe not this specific scenario where it takes forever. Oh, but it did it. Okay, good. Yay! Oh, there was that one Stack Overflow that happened, but... Like I said, hopefully messing with other stuff fixed it. Oh, I guess I will be able to visually see that I updated it because I do like that. Okay, so that is the build. It's the Android build on my phone. And I can just play with that. All this does that. Yeah, it got easier when I added the summoner. If I just stick with movement, it's just obnoxious to try to pin the character down, but the only way that works is if I get the multi-bump fixed. Which will be a tomorrow. Okay, you should deselect. I swipe back over it. good to know all the movement is. Why are you moving? Ugh. Dumb dead blasted computer. You're supposed to be bumping it, not moving. I don't know how you're doing that, because it's the same, it's going through the same pipeline. Or should be going through the same pipeline. Apparently it's not. Well, and I know the later it gets, the more likely I'll... I just happen to stream at the probably busiest, or at least the least interesting hours. So the multi-pump bug, and then that's a visual bug. That's a kind of a few visual bugs, because it's the fact that I can also swipe between two. Oh, but if I do a pathfinding thing, I think that'll fix that. So I think if I just fix it so that... Yeah. The two problems of arrow not updating correctly and swiping between swiping on a diagonal does not update the arrow correctly. It's all just updating the arrow correctly problems. Okay, roll me another setting. I want a better setting. Roll me another setting. I want a different setting. There we go. So now we do a... Why does it take? I have to think a lot sometimes. Yeah, and then we'll do that just to show off. What is going on with the face there? That's a mustache. Is that what that's? It's a mustache that is somehow way down on the chin? Why are the faces so fucked and they've been so fucked the entire damn time? Why can't I fix it? Despite having messed with it a few times. You dumb. That'll be good. Why are you not doing anything? I guess because you tried to move this. Okay, I'm not fixing the AI right now. Dang it. Every time I think I'm getting close, there's always something getting closer and closer to being able to just play the game. Which is good, because the deadline is Saturday. Okay, and that was the video. I need to start doing more TikTok videos again. Not that this is the best showcase, but... Yeah, I need some kind of updated placement animation. At least I've got a good pipeline of putting stuff on social media and all that, even if nobody sees it. So if there is the chance that somebody sees it. Yeah, I think I have to redo my social medias, is where I'm at. Because I have too many, I'm following too many people on Twitter, so I think that's got me shadow banned there, and then I posted some wrong stuff on Instagram. I posted without captions too many times on Instagram, and didn't notice. And I think that shadow banned me on Instagram too. I know TikTok and Reddit are good places to post stuff, but they also expect polished stuff and or don't post all the time. Okay. So that's the video for repost tomorrow. And it's 9 o'clock. It's a good time to bed, so. Goodbye. Thanks for stopping by. Good night. Good luck. Bye.